state issue, and that it relates to energy. Certainly, we all are aware of the higher price of gasoline at the pump recently, and it seems to have a real impact on presidential approval ratings. Well, one issue in the background has been the topic of constructing a pipeline from Canada all the way down to this country, but there are some environmentally sensitive issues. So just setting the stage for that, I asked the Democrats, as new revelations and information come to surface on the Keystone Pipeline, what stance should the president take that is most beneficial to the American people given the increasing gas prices?
I'd first like to start off by saying that I think there's a common misconception that the president is directly related to gas prices, because that is completely not true at all. It's all actually speculators that rise gas prices, also holidays and stuff like that. I was just down in Savannah and I saw the gas go up 20 cents and go back down 20 cents just because there was an increase of people in the town. Conflict in Syria and other Middle Eastern countries causes speculators to increase the price of gasoline, essentially. And so really the president really doesn't directly affect the gas prices. Also, gas is based on demand, and if we have a lower demand for gas, our gasoline prices would not be so high. And things such as higher mileage standards, mass transit systems, high-speed rail systems, alternative energy sources, those are things that have been brought to the table, but nobody wants to jump on them and spend the money, but yet they're willing to spend billions of dollars to add 2 lanes to 75 and 85, and when they could have used that money for a high-speed rail system to go from Chattanooga to Atlanta. That would also, help decrease the travel needs of the Atlanta airport. Mass transit system. We don't have a mass transit system here in Valdosta. They've tried, but they say it's too expensive, that they're willing to spend millions of dollars on other things. But we have a school with a population of nearly 14,000 students, and we don't have a mass transit system. So these things right here can help decrease the gas prices in and of itself. As far as the Keystone Pipeline goes, there's a lot of environmental issues that have to deal with the pipeline. Also, if y'all aren't aware, the United States, actually a lot of the oil that would be coming from this pipeline would actually be exported, not really for use in the United States anyway. So it really wouldn't decrease gas prices, it really wouldn't be going to us. However, on the environmental side of it, this pipeline would have ran through Sandhills, Nebraska, which actually is a large wetland ecosystem, and also the Olagala Aquifer, which y'all may have heard of. That was one of the big things. It's one of the largest reserves of fresh water in the entire world. Approximately 2 million people rely on that aquifer, and it crosses 8 states and supports about $20 billion in agriculture. So one of the 2 main concerns is that it would pollute the air and in the water, and also the migrating birds and some wildlife and wetland situations. A major leak could essentially ruin drinking water and devastate the Midwest economy, so that would in turn spread throughout the United States within the economy. It also runs through an active seismic zone, so you get an earthquake going at 6.5 that may, damage.
Finish your sentence. All right, now we go to the Republicans.
The Republican stance that the president should actually support the pipeline, while it may be regulators that actually control the prices of the gas prices. The president can still affect these prices through legislation. Something else that also affects the price of it is not only lower demand, but also a higher supply. And through the pipeline going through, it might be exported and whatnot, but it still increases supply. The pipeline will also help create jobs in Illinois, Oklahoma, and Texas, around 200,000 jobs actually. And sometimes we have to make the environmental sacrifices to ensure the stability of the country. And just an example of how the gas prices affects the economy. For every penny that gas increases, $1 billion is taken out of the economy, and that was based off of a study by an independent budget analysis corporation.